Hey, this is Chris Jericho, and you're listening to Awesome Pod, the only wrestling pod that I listen to.
It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It's Darcy the Mail Girl, Shorty Taylor, and Brendan Patrizzo. Explaining Dynamite and Rampage, we are here.
And Mistress Harley.
Hey everybody, it's the Awesome Pod. It's Johnny Taylor here. I'm here with Mistress Harley.
Woo!
Woo! All right, little Ric Flair action.
I mean, I've been drinking the Ric Flair energy drink, you guys, and I've been putting it in my vein, and I'm full of.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to do it. They say drink it, but the real G's.
Absolutely. I mean, I believe that that's what Ric Flair's been doing, and that's why he's so vivacious.
You know, if we found out the mainlining Woo energy drink Fountain of Youth, I wouldn't have had that on my bingo.
I'm gonna put it on record that I would try Ric Flair. Like, I would try it in a smoking format, maybe.
Smoke a little, you crystallize Ric Flair's blood, throw it in a bong, see what happens.
I mean, I've seen celebrities smoke like the ashes of their love, so why not?
I'm on board, honestly.
Fuck yeah.
Mrs. Harley, it's just us, but we might be getting yes. We don't.
It's true. We never know what's going to happen on the Awesome Pod. I hear that Diana is on a film set, but she loves wrestling so much, she might pop in. I hear Brendan is doing some Beyonce Madonna fantasy, but he might pop in.
Yeah, we don't know. All we can do, Harley, is talk about wrestling ourselves, see what happens, see where it takes.
That's right. That's right, Johnny Taylor. And it is Mistress Harley. So we are talking about AEW Dynamite from yesterday. Was the of March? Is that what day it is?
Yep, that was 13 because it's Pi Day. That's the only reason 3-4.
See, we're in this limbo between this moment in time and St. Patrick's Day, so I've already been drunk. Yeah.
I say God bless you.
I'm doing my ancestors proud or something. I don't know. But what's important is that I was blazed while I was watching AEW Big Business. And, I mean, it started out, spoiler alert, Mercedes Mone, and she got upgraded from boss EO.
Yeah, I think that how they presented Mercedes Mone on this episode was amongst the greatest debuts of anybody I can remember in recent. I mean, CM Punk's was obviously epic. I loved when Brian Day and Adam Cole, but this was handled so well. And having it in Boston, in her hometown, and she fucking looked amazing. Her promo was great. I fucking love this. What'd you?
It was incredible. I, of course, saw on the dirt sheets that it was rumored she would be making her debut, so I was paying attention. And I didn't expect it to be the first thing on the show, but I agree with everything you said. Best dressed, best hair. Again, she got promoted, unlike Harry Kim on Star Trek Voyage, saved the ship many times and never got promoted from ensign. Mercedes Mone has been upgraded EO, and she fucking deserved it. And you could see her feeling real fucking feeling. She was like, I am not gonna cry. I'm a strong, powerful woman, but I love this so much. And
it was cute. It was emotional. It was powerful. It was all the things. I fucking ate it up. I loved it. And I'm so excited. I mean, AEW, what a run of free agent signings they're on.
They are snatching up the fucking talent. And we talked about this when Okada joined. We talked about this when they got Will Ospreay. I read, and I don't know if it's true, that Triple H did not know who Will Ospreay was until AEW signed him. And
oh my God.
I don't know if that's true, because I'm like, how Will Ospreay, wrestling fans know.
That couldn't be true, because I know, when they had NXT UK, Triple H was still real heavily involved in NXT, and Will Ospreay had to be like one of the people they wanted to get from New Japan, I would think, but who knows?
I would think, but they certainly didn't make him a better offer, so we get to reap rewards of whoever fucked that up, and now, and by fucked that up, I mean at the WWE, but now we get Will Ospreay kicking ass, and it's incredible, although tonight he did a lot of talking, but so did Mercedes Mone until the very end of the show, but she came out strong. She established who she likes, she doesn't like, got unfinished, loved it.
Yeah, it was a great promo because it was like, okay, here I am. I'm in my hometown. It's good to be here. But also, she started calling people out and she named names. And I was like,
Immediately,
let's go.
immediately, she's like, Riho, Willow, I'm coming for you. Like, it was so good. And I think that Mercedes also one of the women stars that gives little girls, and I'm talking about children, like a
Hmm.
woman to look up to and to think like, I want to be like her. And that's not male gaze, if you know what I mean. She's like
Completely.
strong and powerful in her own way and beautiful. And I just can't wait to eight.
She's such a badass, and I mean, people have such short memories. I mean, 6 years ago, Sasha Banks
Mm-hmm.
was the biggest women's wrestling star in the world. So, and now she's here, and I can't, overstate it.
Yeah, after
This
taking
is
a break to do some like she's not a bigger name than she's ever.
right. She's one of the biggest. One of the biggest free agent signings in AEW history.
Do you think we'll get a Star Wars crossover, like the universe, into
We,
AEW?
we can only hope the Mandalorian shows up to challenge fucking Kenny Omega
Okay,
at some
my
point.
booking is Mercedes Mone versus Werner Herzog.
Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll buy that on pay-per-view. 10 days in a row.
I'll buy it on pay-per-view and I'll make every single one of my friends watch it and be like, look, I know you like Werner Herzog and Aguirre Wrath of God is incredible, but watch him get his ass handed to him by absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, this segment was hit really good.
It was. And to counter this segment of all girl goodness, then our first match is an all man match of Samoa Joe squash matching the shit out of Wardlow via ref stoppage. Like Wardlow is a bigger pussy than ever.
Yeah, I have to say the most I've cared about Wardlow was during the montage of Adam Cole, like Adam Cole telling like the story of Wardlow. That was the most over Wardlow's 6 months, and he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, so not wrestling. You liked the montage, not
The
the
montage
wrestling.
was the montage was fucking great. I was like, oh wow, I almost care. And
Hmm.
then he went out there and made me not care in about seven. So
You know what? That's about how long most men take to make me not care.
right, me too, I guess.
Have you seen anybody run out of the stand-up scene in less than 7 minutes for bombing that bad?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just at an open mic. We saw a guy go up there. It's like maybe his first or second time, and yeah, I feel for him. It's scary. And he went up there. His first joke bomb. Kind of tried to riff a little bit with the crowd. That wasn't working, and then he just bounced. I was like, minute and a half out of there.
I mean, pro tip, lean into the bomb. Most of the audience there to watch the pub. So, like I'm up here getting paid to humiliate myself, and most of the time I have to pay Mistress Harley.
Right. Yeah, I was just kind of in the back of the room, like, yeah. I mean, that's one way to do it. I mean, it wasn't going well. He's like, okay, I'm gonna get home and try to catch the end of Jeopardy.
There you go. See how I made it funny? But ultimately, the Smojo Wardlow match was like, yeah, two big dudes that couldn't put up for very long.
Right. They needed some blue chew.
And
By the way,
so,
blue chew, if you're interested, we'll have you.
shout out. Swerve Strickland came out after the match with a steel chain, and security painfully and pathetically tried to stop, but Swerve would not have any of these pathetic security men. And Samoa Joe just kind of walked away. He was like, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
he
do this
bounced.
tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. I loved Swerve coming out with the chain. He just means business, and I love the Samoa Joe. It's just like I don't have to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Go
I
ahead and leave.
appreciate that Samoa Joe, like everyone's dad at the end of the night, is like, I'm done with this. I'm going. That was totally the look on his face. Like, I'm
Completely.
just gonna go to.
Totally. He was also, I have to say, I was so relieved Samoa Joe went over because during the montage with Adam Cole talking, I was like, they're not going to put Wardlow over here, are they? I started getting scared.
They got
I can't live in a world where world champion.
you. Know what, Johnny? I agree with you. I mean, I can live in it, but I'm gonna make sure that everybody else.
I'm on board.
To be fair,
1,000%.
I do it anyway. So, okay, first trios match. The Elite with the Young Bucks and Okada versus Eddie Kingston, Death Triangle, Pac, Penta El Zero. Like, it was, again, this was so much meat in the ring, but I liked it.
Yeah, this match really.
And Okada got the pin for the win. But it was a lot of action. And I love Penta. Like,
Oh,
he's
me too.
always doing something. He's always
Me too. Yeah, this was a fun match with a lot of stiff spots. And when Okada hit Eddie Kingston with that Rainmaker,
yes.
I thought he killed him. I was like, good God. It was absolutely brutal.
I also thought Kingston might have been dead.
Yeah, it was, but it's so cool to see Okada. Like we're gonna get to see Okada like most week. How fucking crazy is
I mean, along with Osprey, again, the talent glut. I'm not complaining when I say glut. I just mean there's a lot to look at. It's like being in a fancy art museum and they have all the best art and you just don't know what to look at because the land costs.
Yeah, you're so right. This fucking roster right now is ridiculous.
It is. It's incredible. Especially, some people don't like the trios matches, the tag team matches, what I'm just going to call the dusty matches, meaning you got 5 guys in the ring and you don't even remember who's on whose team. But I
Right.
do. I like the mayhem. I like pandemonium.
Yeah, I've always that's the thing I've always liked about AEW is that they always had trios matches, and that's like back in Georgia Championship Wrestling, showing my age here, but in Mid South and Continental Wrestling, it's like 6-man tags were a huge part of it.
I watch the
And
historical documentaries, including Dark Side of the Ring, so I know all about that, even though I wasn't
yeah,
there.
it's the Freebirds versus the Von Erichs. It's like there's such a tradition of 6-man tags. So I like it. And when you get 6 really talented guys in the ring or gals, it's going to be fucking fun. And this was fun.
And it creates a lot of opportunity for writing and storytelling, like we've talked about. And I really think AEW has been doing a lot of writing and storytelling recently, but it
I
gives
swear,
room
they
for
listen.
beefs and betrayals and bashings and, botchamanias. Like, there's so much going on. And, like, I'm having a hard time not talking about the other one, the other thing.
Yeah, we're going to get to it.
So I guess what I should say is that after Okada won, he held up Eddie Kingston's Continental Crown Championship,
Yep.
and I almost thought he was gonna steal it. Will Ospreay came out to the ring to shit talk Brian Danielson, whatever the fuck
Daniel
his
Bryan.
name is.
I like Daniel Bryan. That's a new name.
I had to explain it in a previous episode to Brendan as if Chris Jericho left the WWE and then named Jer Chrisico. Like,
Jericho.
it's so dumb that Daniel Bryan did this to us. So
Oh,
anyway, but bruv,
God.
Osprey respects Daniel Bryan, bruv. He does, but he's not going
Mhm.
to die in the ring, bruv. That's my summary.
Yeah, this was, I thought, even though we didn't get to see Will Ospreay wrestle, I thought this was a super important segment for him because it really shows he's got, like, he can talk, he can run his mouth. And I'm very excited for a potential Brian Danielson, Will Ospreay.
I guess, Will is he's not a man I care talk. I want to rest. Give him a
Yeah.
Paul Heyman. Give him someone who translates in Espanol for me and then, says everything with like verve and fervor. But I love Osprey. He's a bit of a mushmouth, bro. It's hard to make out what he's saying without the closed captions, bro.
Yeah, maybe they should start running closed captions, but I think he's got great personality and he's just, I don't know, he's got it.
He does.
Like there's not like, obviously he's got the goods, one if not the best wrestler, but he just has this it factor. And boy, is WWE going to be kicking themselves for not even pursuing.
I want to say that, but then they don't even put Ricochet to work the way that they should. Ricochet should be the top guy at WWE. He should be the new Rey Mysterio, and they've had him for half a decade. And a lot of people started the WWE and they called it the Ricochet effect, saying if Ricochet couldn't get the push, how could they?
Yeah, and I mean, side note, if people haven't watched Will Ospreay versus Ricochet,
Oh,
go watch it now if you want to see literally a 7-star.
that was a match that went viral both in and out of the wrestling. It was like watching two Spider-Mans pointing at each other wrestle. It was so good.
Yeah, amazing. And yeah, you're right though. Ricochet, one of the most underutilized of the last 15 years, probably.
Yeah, so Osprey got pushed immediately to the top at AEW, and Ricochet is still languishing in the put them in a box and let them out, Royal Rumble one at a time, enter number 12. Like, like, they just don't really give same that they would give like an art or one of the other real high flyers of the past. And so I love
Yeah,
seeing Osprey, more Osprey. And if WWE's paying attention, maybe Shay will get a title.
agreed.
And the talking is fine. Virtuoso Donna Perazzo also had some stuff to say, mostly about putting shoes up ass. Are we going to see Toni Storm get a shoe in the actual ass on
Like
AEW?
in her asshole. That would be very provocative.
She's talked
And
about the warts on her butt, literally.
yeah, and is the shoe in color? Tony Storm's butthole remains in black and white. We don't know.
Oh, I bet as it enters the butthole. You won't get content like this on other podcasts,
Did
but
not.
that's when it becomes black and white. But it better be one of those points, because like one of the chunk block toes, that would fall.
That would hurt.
Yeah, that's
That
what
would
you
be-
do when you're not in love.
Right. That's just sex.
So we'll see what happens with that match on Rampage on Friday. And then, dude, this next match, Switchblade Jay White and Darby Allin.
Oh
Dude.
my God.
Okay, the first thing I want to address is that Darby Allin did a coffin drop on the apron himself.
Yeah, it was this poor kid. I'm like, do you really want to climb Mount Everest? Because you're gonna have to be don't be in a body.
First guy in traction to climb Mount Everest.
Seriously, I'm like, dude, stop.
But not only did his beloved tag partner, the Icon Sting, and drop the tag belts because he's like, well, without Sting, then okay, Jay White wins the match, and then the Bang Bang Gang comes out to beat the shit out of Darby Allin for no reason, because Jay White won, and then the Acclaimed is like, this is not what we stand for. The Scissor Gang is a face gang, god damn it.
Mhm.
And it was betrayal. It was betrayal. Daddy Ass was betrayed. And the Acclaimed only realized that there was betrayal because the crowd alerted them. They were dragging Darby Allin out of the ring to safety, and the crowd starts like, what the fuck? And they turn around and Daddy Ass is getting bang bang. Dude.
Mhm. Yeah, here's the thing. Thank God they broke up the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
People were getting sick of it.
I've been wanting this 2 months. I'm like, they should not be together. It makes very little sense. So I'm very glad that they broke. It came as a huge.
It was a relief, but it was also a shock. I did not see it coming right at this moment. I knew they were going to have to part ways, but it was a surprise.
I didn't either. And it did surprise me too, but I was also like, yeah.
It was satisfying, but I don't like them beating up Daddy Ass. And I think that the Acclaimed will now get more time, right? Diana was complaining about this, that once we got the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, there wasn't enough time for all the guys.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they were using it as a way to get like 5 personalities screen time and what's become a very stacked roster.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, the Acclaimed just a year ago, the Acclaimed was the biggest tag company. So yeah, I would really hope that that's what happened.
Considering Raw is like 3 hours long, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say maybe this show to be long. They have a stacked roster, right? There are too many good. I want to see them all wrestle. Make the show 5. Why not?
5 hours. Let's go for it. You know, I don't know what the answer is to like make the roster like a little bit more easy to access, other than like do a brand split. But I think they tried that when Punk was having this controversy, and they were making like, okay, the Punk has his group of people on Collision. Maybe they try that again, especially if I know Will Ospreay like Liz K, and maybe they'll have him only do or what. But it's they got to figure something out, because there's like a lot of people that on TV at all.
All right. Well, I have because I am Mistress Harley, the tech dom, inventor of high-tech domination. The platform is called onlywrestling.com, and the rest have cameras on them 24/7, including in their home. And then when we log on to their live streams at onlywrestlers.com and we pay our subscription, then we see them wrestling like Hook and Taz are wrestling in the bathroom, because, when you finally decide you could probably take your dad in a fight, but you can't? Like that. I want
I've had that
private
moment.
lives full of wrestling.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. And then you just tune in, whenever you want. It's like 8 p.m., you're done with dinner. Like, let's see what Jericho's up to.
Yeah, and Jericho's maybe fighting like Ric Flair after had a match because, maybe he's taken a jacket. Like, there's a lot of content that I want that we can get from a 24/7 live.
Yeah, I mean, we got to get you in touch.
Yes, please give me his number and send him pictures of me in a bikini. So, but speaking of getting to watch Jericho live all the time, LionHook,
LionHook,
I loved it. I liked
it's a
it.
real thing.
Yes, so we got a match with Jericho and Hook tag teaming, LionHook, versus the Gates of Agony, and I mean it was a fun match. It was a lot of action match. There was like a doubleplex. There were lariats. I mean, Jericho got hung up on the ropes and then took such a beating that I was like, is he gonna be all right? But fine, he walked it off, and Hook won the match by submission for Lion. Satisfying.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, and I kind of we're gonna get to it, I'm sure. But so Hook and Jericho, they're pals. They got the win.
They're
Good
best
vibes all
friends.
around.
Best
Good vibes
friends.
all around. But then sometimes you wanna challenge your friend.
Yeah, let's skip ahead because later in the show, there's a promo where Jericho like wants to play all the character video game. You know when you're playing Tekken and you have to fight everyone just to level up in the Iron Tournament Challenge? I feel like that's where Jericho is. He's like, okay, we've wrestled together, and now I want to wrestle. I want to do all the combos, like respect, but also I want to.
Yeah, I mean, he's at that point in his career where he's like, variety's the spice of life. I'm gonna try this guy on. Then I'm gonna try this, and I kind of love it. It's like for the last year we've seen Jericho wrestle so many people that you couldn't even imagine. Like when Jericho started wrestling, Hook was -10. So it's cool. It's like I think it keeps him fresh, and it gives these people an opportunity to wrestle somebody that might have been a hero. So
Fuck
it's pretty
yeah.
cool.
It's straight speculation on my part, but I wonder if and especially like Daniel Bryan and co, are addicted itself. Like runners run because they like run. They don't stop like I've retired from running and my career or whatever. They just wanted, I speak as a longer, I run marathons for funsies. I run a 5K every day. So I wonder if
Wow.
other athletes like Jericho just like, no, I want to wrestle every day. I want to do a different running trail. I want to do a different match. I want to wrestle someone different. I feel like that's what I would want if I was a professional.
Right. And you don't do it to your 50s. I'm still keep in great shape without really loving the business. And let's be honest, that dude has so much other stuff in his life to keep him busy, but he still wants to wrestle all the time. So, I mean,
Straight up.
that's a dedicated dude.
Well, and people that are good at stuff and like doing stuff don't stop doing it just because they're successful. Sometimes people ask me, they're like, Mistress Harley, if you're a millionaire, why do you keep dominating? I'm like, obviously, I fucking enjoy it.
Right. Right. It's so cliche, but find the thing you love and you don't work a day in your life. It's so tropey, but it's true.
It's tropey and true. And also, I've discovered that no matter how much money you have, it's still fun to have more money. So, I don't know. Is it worth just love money and hurting people and they all sign up for it, like wrestling?
Whatever gets you through the day.
Johnny Taylor agrees with me. It is noted in the record. I don't know
Yes.
why they put a promo with Kyle O'Reilly and the Fully Disputed Kingdom in between the Lion Hook match and the Jericho promo. That it felt like a little timing, so it doesn't matter. But there was a Kyle O'Reilly promo, and yeah, I guess he's gonna fight all of the Undem or just Roderick Strong, but they are
Yeah, and it was weird because it's like Roderick Strong and him still friends. Do they want to fight? Why is Kyle O'Reilly every week he looks poorer for some reason? I'm like, this week he just looked like they found some dude like listening to Pearl Jam, and we're like, hey man, come in here. We got a studio, you can talk. It was yeah, I guess they're gonna have Kyle O'Reilly challenge Roderick Strong, which both guys can work their asses off. So I mean, I'm into it, but yeah, the timing of the promo was weird, and also yeah, I think we need a little bit more build. But I'm sure we'll get it.
I agree. More build, more writing. Okay, here is my proposal for the writing. Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly have both been contacted by a Nigerian prince who says that they just need their social security numbers and bank account numbers, and now they're going to fight over who's going to get the inheritance.
I love it. I'm full steam ahead
Yes.
on that story.
So I talk about this like Rio Willow Nightingale promo where Mercedes Mone introduces herself to Rio and is like, I'm looking forward to your match. But why bother? Because the women's main event occurred where Willow Nightingale, accompanied by worthless loser Stokely Hathaway and beautiful and talented Chris Statlander, had a match with Rio where Willow Nightingale pretty easily won the match, but Rio ran 10 laps around her in order.
Yeah, she also did a fucking swanton onto the floor. I was
Yes,
like,
she did.
are you okay? Like, that was fucking brutal. And then there was that apron spot that looked hella painful too. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, that diving crossbody where she almost fell, and then there was a Northern Lights suplex.
That one, oh my God.
It was a banger match. Rio
So
is really
stiff.
good.
Yeah, they were laying into each other. I really loved
I feel like both of these women are really good at wrestling, but Rio always make her opponent look great. Like, you can be
totally.
wrestling someone good, but your opponent can be crap and not make good.
Right, and you could really see it.
Absolutely. They were both, as I say, dancing well together. Those ladies knew their timing, except for Rio almost getting murdered, dying.
Yeah.
But, ultimately it was fun to watch. But then at the end, when Willow gets the pin, the lights go out. Julia Hart shows up. Sky Blue ambushes Willow. And then Mercedes Mone comes out. It was like, there was so much. And then Sky Blue tries to attack Mercedes, and then Mercedes murders Julia Hart. Julia Hart is still
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, the crowd when this was happening was absolutely fever pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was what a cool moment, and I love that they started with Mercedes and they ended with Mercedes. I thought it was so well booked, and God, what a great moment for Julia Hart and Sky Blue
Yes.
and Willow to be in like that moment with Mercedes. Super fucking.
If this was the other company, I'd be like, it's their WrestleMania moment, but it's not. So I'm going to say
Right, it was
that,
their big business.
yeah, big business moment. Like, these women are all in the Star Wars universe now, in my mind.
Yeah, it was really, really well done.
But this whole show had so much in the sandwich. Like, a lot of
Mhm.
writing, a lot of breakups, betrayals, build-up. There's a lot, and I like
Me too. I thought it was a really, really
juicy episode. So,
Arby's.
what should we rate this episode in?
Oh,
Monet's?
it has to be, Mercedes Monet related. So yeah, like how many Monets?
Yeah, Monet's. I don't know if you ever played the Final Fantasy games, but their money system is always like money or whatever. And so
Yeah, yeah.
Mercedes Monet, that's a Monet. That's a money right there.
Yeah, I remember there was a game for Sega Genesis called Fantasy Star, and the money was called Cred Stick. How many Cred Sticks you got? So yeah, yeah, Monet, let's do it.
Yeah, in Monet's. I give this one 4.9 out of 5. I have only subtracted 1/10 of a Monet because Wardlow is such a big.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I was very close to giving it a 5 star or five. I'm gonna go with 4 3/4. Really, really, really.
Super strong. If you didn't watch it, go watch it on the replay because it is available. It's on streaming. You have no you are a big.
And the Ghost gave it 5. Big Sasha Banks.
I want to start playing 20 questions. I need to know the identity. Go. Did you die on a ship?
Ghost says no.
Okay, not a sailing. All right. Ghost, are you responsible for colonization?
Ghost says.
Okay, all right. I gotta check. You never know. There's a lot of dead assholes.
Yeah, we could have a really unwoke Ghost, but I think he's an ally.
Okay, an ally ghost. I accept. Okay, so Dewey Riley, hero of the
Unquestionably, it's Mercedes.
Monet CEO. Yes, we are happy to have Mercedes Monet. Agree, undisputed. Unlike the kingdom.
Exactly.
I feel that I can confidently say the Dick of the Week award goes to the fucking Bang Bang.
Yeah, Jay White was who I was going to give it to. He's such a great asshole. So it's almost like, he's probably going to feel like he won good.
Well, he's really playing the heel. Like, if he's here to play heel, he is doing a great job.
He's leaning into it.
I mean, I know what that's like. How about Freddie versus Jason, best match or showdown of the week? This one is hard.
Yeah, I really like the trios. But that said, the showdown at the end of the show with Willow and Mercedes, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, pretty powerful.
It was all really good. I am going something that is unheard of, and I am going to nominate all of the matches except for Samoa Joe.
We could, Mistress Harley. It's just you and me. We're running. Do whatever we want.
Johnny, I always do whatever I
Sure.
want.
That is true. Confirmed.
How about Ric Flair, best dressed fashion icon?
I gotta go with Mercedes Mone again.
Oh, winner, Mercedes Mone. Dude, that jacket, Mercedes, tweet at me. Where do you get your jacket?
And then she took it off to show her ring gear.
I
And
know.
you want to talk about somebody that absolutely knows how to work a fucking crowd? Like she had that entire crowd, the entire viewing audience in the palm of her hand. So good.
Attention detail. You know, it is a show. It's not just wrestling. It's entertainment. It's a show. It's a beauty pageant. It's a lot. And I really appreciate when entertainers put that extra effort in. Like her hair. Her hair was like 12 colors and had money, dollar signs in it. And
Says
like
CEO on the back.
it said CEO. It was so good. Best dressed, undisputed. I mean, I wish we could mix it up a little bit more and give some awards to other, but you know, when you got it,
Kind of
you
her
got
night.
it.
Kind of her night.
It really fucking was. Well, is that all of our awards?
Well, we're done.
Should we add best self-harm?
I would have to go with Riho or Darby Allin.
Darby Allin's coffin drop to his own spine to then land
Yeah.
face first on the outside of the ring was like, I was laughing, clapping, and a little.
I was right there with you. I was like, this is incredible. Is he okay?
As a professional dominatrix, one of the things I have to is make sure that I hurt but not maim
Right.
people that put themselves at my. And sometimes that's harder than you'd think. You can slap someone hard enough to break their neck if you're not paying attention, but
So
throwing
true.
your entire body on the apron, on your spine, it's got stitches on. I mean, merciless self-harm, Darby Allin. I admire.
Good on you, Darby.
Well, shit, that's the show. What are you promoting this week, Johnny? Should we do a style of wrestler for our promo?
Oh my God. Let's see. It would have to be somebody really monotone.
Okay, you can do it in the style of Samoa Joe as long as you include that you are going to raise AJ Styles' children own.
Sounds good. So first things first, I will raise AJ Styles' children as my own. Also, tonight, as you're listening to this, you're probably getting this on Friday. I will be in Seattle, Washington, headlining the Capitol Hill Comedy Bar. Please come out. It's going to be a great time. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to be at the Neptune Theater in Seattle. Brian Posehn and Derek, come out. It's going to be fun. AJ Styles kids, I'm your dad.
Please start all of your sets that way. You'll know who the wrestling fans are in the audience. It's like wearing a.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine in style of. I feel like good, like macho man, macho men.
Show men's.
Oh, Will Ospreay. All right.
Okay, let's do it.
Bruv, I know you can't understand what I'm saying, bruv, but this is Mistress Ali. Mistress Ali with an H. I know you can't hear it, bruv, but it's mistressali.com. Do you like to have your ass kicked? Do you like to witness pain and suffering that is your own? Go to mistressali.com.
I love it. I love it.
I don't know if I've said this before, but I have won a London Academy of Dramatic Art for my accent. And so I do offensive accents.
There you go. You know, we're always learning more about
That's right.
the talent card.
Oh yes, and you should tweet at us. You should hashtag us. You can find us on the Instas, the X socials at AwesomePod. That's AEW-some Pod. Those that can't Google. And we'll be back discussion next up. Hopefully with more
sounds
people.
good.
But even if it's just us, it'll still be great.
Sure. All right, we should do Namaste W.
Namaste.
Bye.
I'm ending.